Hey, it's Cliff, and I think most of us saw yesterday that Jerome Powell at the Fed announced that they were going to be cutting interest rates by 0.5 point. So I think a lot of us are sitting on the sidelines, kind of waiting to get into a house, kind of waiting for those interest rates to dip a little bit, and hopefully the housing market doesn't inflate by the time we're able to purchase a home, depending on your area and how your market's doing. So the other implication that we're seeing from this is that the stock market is up, I think, around 2 points in the last 2 days. So we're seeing a definite boom happen from them announcing that they want to cut rates. It's pretty common that as interest rates come down, businesses are incentivized to take out loans and stimulate the economy a little bit more. So that creates a little boom in the stock market, which is what we're seeing now. So most of my investing journey has been typically just working a job and investing money in a 401k, Roth IRA, maybe a brokerage account, things like that in stocks. That's mostly what I've done when it comes to investing. There's other things that I've done like cryptocurrency and different things like that. At a young age, I became heavily invested in what they call the FIRE community, financial independence, retire early, which they're looking for the path of least resistance in that community. The idea is that you want to be able to retire early, obviously financial independence, retire early, have enough money so that you can easily just not work a job. So most people in that community are looking at investing in stocks. They're trying to look at like easy things like the S&P 500. You just buy it and it grows over the years. You take a percentage, to live off of. Usually it's 4%, and you're good to go. It's the path of least resistance. All you have to do is get capital, invest it in the S&P. Easy peasy. And this really works. Like, this is something that I've noticed even just looking at this year. We're almost at around 20% in year-to-date gains in our S&P. Actually, I think we might be at 20%. So I just looked it up here. As you can see, it is not quite at 20%, but it's almost there. Like, probably by the end of the year, we're going to be at 20%. So what's that mean? If you've invested 100K in the S&P and it's gaining you 20%, you just made 20K. And I've tried to kind of preach that on this channel because it's just something that it seems unrealistic. Maybe people don't believe it, but it's true. I watch it in my 401k when I see these 20% yields for the year. It's amazing how much money you just generate by doing something easy like buying the S&P. Literally all you have to do is open an investment account. I use Vanguard. I go into Vanguard, buy VTSAX and hold it, and it generates money throughout the year. It's pretty much guaranteed that every year it gains money. Now, there's going to be some years that it dips down, but overall, you're making hella money. So that's been my path for the most part. Just buy this S&P stock, and then you watch the gains, and eventually you get to the point that you don't have to work anymore. It's really that simple. But I've noticed that specifically for me, I'm somebody who's a nerd for this kind of stuff. I love business. I love investing in stocks. I love learning about the economy, everything that just comes with it. So as I'm investing in these stocks, I really want to kind of try something different and diversify into something else. So that's where I came with the idea that I was going to start a coffee business. It would be my first venture into actually being an entrepreneur and learning how to run a business, learning just everything that goes in with creating a business and just financing the business and everything that just needs to be done with that. So it's a learning experience. I'm still kind of working through that process, but it's been a lot of fun. So one of the things I'm kind of weighing heavily is that, of course, to start a business, you have to invest initial capital. And as I'm thinking of dumping money into this coffee business, obviously I'm thinking that there could potentially not be a return in it compared to just buying the S&P, and I'll have a guaranteed return. I'll be making money and it's easy. You don't have to do anything. Obviously, with a business, there's a lot of work that comes into that. Now, when it comes to the work, I'm not really hating that so much. I actually enjoy the work. It's kind of fun for me. The research, everything that goes into starting an LLC and just trying to perfect your product, finding different ways to market, all of that. I'm into it. But I definitely have in the back of my mind that everything that I invested as far as capital into this business does not guarantee me a return. And in a way, that kind of sucks. One thing I'm looking at is that, let's say this business doesn't do well after maybe 2 years of trying to sell coffee, it flops. I'll have invested probably about $1,000 as of right now. And if it flops, I would just write it off as knowledge gained that eventually I'm going to flip into a different business. So I mentioned I have the LLC, which contains my YouTube channels, and it also contains the coffee business. But as it kind of grows, I'd like to also move into investing in real estate to try and get some more profit, more business, and just doing things that I actually enjoy with this, you know? If that's not your thing, remember the FIRE movement. You can just go back to investing in stocks. It's easy. You don't have to worry about it. You take a 4% withdrawal, no biggie. What I've found for myself is I like running these businesses. I like doing the research and everything that goes into it. So I'm not really upset with that, because this could be something that I retire to. Like, I wouldn't mind being retired and managing rentals and a coffee business. That wouldn't be so bad for me. I think when people are trying to think about retiring early, what they're trying to avoid is having a boss and getting away from somebody that might have to tell you what you need to be doing. And people want to be free from that because it can be limiting. Maybe you want to take a vacation, you want to go somewhere, you don't have enough PTO time. That's what they're trying to avoid here. They want to be able to live on their own terms. For me, I like managing the numbers. I like doing everything that goes into that. So that's pretty much where I'm at with this. So when I think of my coffee business, everything that's gone into it, it's been probably about $1,000 from bags. I had to buy a roaster, which is easily like $500-$600 right there. The LLC, learning how to file with my state and making sure that I'm doing everything appropriately that will actually protect me under an LLC. For people that don't know what an LLC is, it's just a limited liability corporation. All it does is I take my businesses and I put them under the LLC, and if something were to happen, some kind of liability, somebody wants to sue me on YouTube, for instance, they're only suing my LLC. They're not suing my assets that I actually have for myself. But yeah, all the startup costs, from the roaster to the bags to the labels that I'm putting on it, probably about $1,000. And the website that I'm going to build, hopefully I'll have everything together by next week to start actually making some sales. So when it comes to this business, it's going to be a horror-themed coffee brand. It's called HardWired Horror. And how I'm going to start this off, it's going to be roast-to-order coffee. So you put an order in on the website. I'm going to roast it right when you order. It'll probably take like 2 days for degassing to take place, and then I ship it out. Fresh roasted coffee. I'm going to start off with Brazilian coffee because I found it's a good medium and a favorite of a lot of people. And I'm going to have initially a light, medium, and dark roast that you can kind of pick from there. Whatever you want with your coffee, however you like it, that's how we're going to roast it. So yeah, a lot of work went into this, but I think when you're weighing stocks versus a business, yeah, you might be putting a lot of work into something like this, but I think you could probably out-earn the returns in the stock market overall if you have a successful business, right? Obviously, if it comes crashing down, then you wasted your money, you wasted your capital, and that sucks. But that's not what we're going for here. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But that is the title of this video, of one of the things I was just dealing with mentally, because again, S&P 500, put your money there, it grows, returns are great, no big deal. Business, you could invest a bunch of money, it flops, and your money's gone. But I think the best way to kind of ease the burden of that is to slowly scale, which is another thing that I'm doing. I'm starting easy on Shopify, 3 different roast levels, really easy thing to manage. So if I start making orders, I can scale it from there, get a better website, get more coffee blends, get more things, and maybe start like a cold brew section. I think that'd be really cool if I could find some like bottles to make cold brew, because I think that's a popular item. At least for me it is. I love cold brew. So not only could we sell the whole beans, roast to order, we could do cold brew, different kind of drinks, all kinds of stuff. I just have to start out small and kind of judge things from there. And also on this road to creating an alternative income, I'm not going to stop investing in the stock market. I'm going to keep that going. That's always going to be my fallback. At the end of the day, that money's going to be there for retirement or any kind of financial independence, retiring early that I might do. I don't think it's smart to stop that. I'm going to keep it going just in case a business does fail. You'll have that cushion just in case something does go wrong. But anyway, that's pretty much my pros of the stock market. It's easy. Guaranteed returns, pretty much. You know mathematically what numbers you need depending on your budget, what you need to retire early. And then the pros of the business is you can probably out-earn that. The con being you're going to have to put in work, you're going to have to run this business. Maybe if it gets big enough one day, you can start hiring employees and kind of step back a little bit. You're always going to have to manage it somewhat. But even real estate, when I'm looking into, even if you hire a property management company, you might still need to spend some time in doing that. So you kind of have to weigh what kind of person are you. Do you want to just not do anything, not really research anything, just invest in the S&P, knowing that you're going to make money? It's completely hands off, and then you do whatever hobbies you have, that kind of thing? Or are you like me? You like grinding numbers, you like thinking of marketing, you like researching about tax breaks that businesses will give you. You kind of have to like make that decision for yourself.